Hi, everyone. This is Tammy Patzer, and I want to talk to you about the power of the press release. As you see in this first image, there's me on the stage, and this actually dates back to 2014. But as you can see, this is something I've been doing for a while since this is now 2020. And I have actually had press releases picked up and shown on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and this one on CNN, all over the media. And it is something that is just as useful today as it was in 2014. So I just wanted to talk to you about how to write a press release the right way. I wanted to give you some actual tips about the power of a press release, and I want to talk to you about why press releases are something that you should be using all the time. And I'll also share some ways that you can use them, like what would you tell the world about for you. So using press releases the right way in 2020, it's all about the vision and about how not only can you use press releases to grow your authority footprint today and in the future, but you can go back and create press releases about all the gold you've already created. So those are just a couple ideas for you. I want to tell you a little bit about Carol Soloway. I received a message from Carol Soloway the other day, and it was a screenshot of this article saying writer Carol Soloway travels across the US to promote novel and shine light on child trafficking. And she wrote a little note and it said, "This is the article that got me on Good Day Atlanta." You want to know the return on investment on getting an appearance on Good Day Atlanta? If you had to pay for that, it would cost more than $5,000 for an appearance on Good Day Atlanta. This press release opened the door. Then if you look at the second example, that's Gracie's Gone author Carol Soloway on daytime NBC to promote child rescue. And the reason I'm showing you this is because obviously the photograph is showing Carol talking with the host, Cindy Edwards. And if you notice, the video is embedded into the press release. That is the power of these press releases. Not only can you have an image like a headshot or a photograph of you, but you also can put in a real video that's hosted on YouTube and have up to five extra hot links, which are what are called backlinks, which help you grow your online footprint. Powerful. So I want to just say, what in the world would you write about? You could write about a new product, service launches, events. You were just at an event, you're going to an event, you're on a podcast, you were on a podcast, promotional deals, charity events or drives, personal promotions, news stories, financial information. Maybe you're putting out a news conference, features, accomplishments. Notice the image I'm showing you as featured in CNN, ABC, NBC, Fox News, CBS News. Would you like to have that on your website to help give you third-person credibility? That's another power of a press release. Newsworthiness. What makes something newsworthy? A press release or news release means that something has to be newsworthy or something that's going on in the world. So for example, let's say you went to an event and there were famous people there. You could write a press release before you go to the event saying that you're going to this big event. And if you're a speaker, obviously the fact you spoke on a stage is newsworthy, and you could publicize it before you go and then after. And the beauty of it is that when you talk about the other people, maybe there are some big name guests on the stage that you shared the stage with, put their name into the press release. And not only are you promoting yourself, you're promoting them. So you're going to catch the eye of some of the big names and the mentors who could also help you and get in front of their audiences because your name is connected to them. You want to be writing about people and things that people are interested in learning about or knowing about. It could be a new book, maybe you're an employee, new employee, promotion. There's a lot of different things that you could be promoting. You always want to have an objective tone in a press release. This is not a me piece of writing. This is really something that a news person or a journalist or an editor could look at and say, oh, I think I would like to promote that or write about that. So you avoid using words like I, you, we, except when it's in a quote or quotation marks, meaning it's actually something that you said. You don't want to be using exclamation points or any hypey words or what in the news world we call fluff. It has to all be facts, but interesting facts. And using quotations and testimonials can make facts very interesting when it's utterances from real people. So make sure that your quotes or quotations are real and in quotation marks, and you simply use the word said, S-A-I-D, said. You don't need to say exclaimed or use any other words. The word said is perfect in a press release. You are not going to be using adjectives like, oh, the amazing Tammy Patzer. You wouldn't say that. Or you wouldn't have words in it that are fluffy or too many adjectives. So always use the objective tone. The standard length for a press release typically is about 300 to 600 words. So about 500 words, which in the world of typing would be about 2 pages double spaced. So, you know, it's enough words that tell a story, but you're not writing a book. And really you want to use more than 300, but 300 to 500 words. When I used to write a column for the newspaper, my column was 400 words long, and that was how long it took to fill the column up on the side of the paper with my headshot at the top and a little blurb at the bottom, but every column was 400 words. Then if you're sending a press release, you want to send it out in the standard press release format, which would say a dateline, which a dateline basically is the month, the day, the year, the location, state, and country. So the date might be February 2nd, 2020, Los Angeles, California, USA. All that is doing, it's telling the news people where this is taking place, but it really doesn't matter. You could be in Philomath, Oregon, where I'm from, a little tiny town, and that would be my dateline if that was where I was working from. You want to use standard grammar and spelling. And if you are using acronyms, always tell people what that acronym means before you use it again. For example, IRS, Internal Revenue Service. ROI, Return on Investment. It could mean something else in someone else's world. So always tell people what your acronyms mean. Proofread. The best way to proofread, obviously, is to print it out, look at it on paper. It's better than looking at it on the screen. Have someone else who actually has proofreading skills read it. And a really good little tip is to read something backwards. When you read it backwards, if you have double words like and or the, you'll catch it, because when we read something forward, our brain fixes things. And sometimes we don't notice just because our brain will fix things that are incorrect. Look for spacing errors. In the world today, many people, if they learned how to type on a typewriter, will double space between sentences, because that's what you were supposed to do. It was like type, 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 period, space, space, start again. Well, with computers, you don't do that. So if you're a double spacer after a period, stop. You don't need to do it in today's world. And always look at the format the service, your distribution service, is using, and follow their rules. So you always have to be cognizant of what do they want, whose rules. Is it AP style, Chicago style? You know, there's a lot of different things going on in the media world, but generally if you just use standard grammar and spelling, you're going to be okay. Formatting. You want to do the format, like I said, the way the distribution service wants you to do it. And typically what you'll do is you'll write your press release in Word or Pages or in text, and then you'll copy and paste into their predetermined form. So you would just follow the directions on what they want you to do. You want to always have clear contact information. That means include your name, your address, a physical mailing address, a phone, a good phone number that somebody will actually answer, the email that you actually will be checking. And let's say that you have PR at, just make sure that your PR at Gmail or at dailysuccessinstitute.com comes to you, so that somebody will answer that, because often people and journalists will use that email to contact you. And then always include your various social media where people can find you and look you up, because if those are embedded into your press release, guess what? Those are very powerful backlinks for you. Plus it helps people to find you. What you can't write about, this is important. There are a lot of rules related to press releases, so you are not allowed to write about anything that may potentially harm someone if they read it and believed it. For example, no payday or short-term loans, no work from home, no electronic cigarettes, no ketone or diet pills, no stock recommendations, no online pharmaceuticals, no gambling, no pornography or illegal activities. The truth is, most of us, if we're a coach or an entrepreneur and we're attending an event, that is perfectly legitimate news information. Also, note that if you, let's say that you are in a field where you're talking about, you're a weight loss coach or something, there's nothing stopping you from saying, hey, I was interviewed on this podcast about my weight loss tricks, or I made a video about this. You're just not allowed to put information to directly sell. And of course, most of us, we wouldn't be promoting pornography or illegal activities in a press release. You know, there's a big joke online right now where I think it was the Bradenton Police Department told people that they would check their meth for the coronavirus. Okay, if you're, let's just say, dumb enough to fall for that, you probably shouldn't be doing any promotional activities. But I just thought that was kind of a cute little thing. But you want to know what is acceptable, and every distribution service will tell you what is acceptable in their distribution. Think news, not links. So many people, they get thinking, oh, if I can get in front of 1 million eyeballs, that's going to make me money. Well, that's not really true. The truth is that these press releases that I'm talking about, typically up to 5 links. That's not over optimizing. You want to have photographs, you want to have videos in them. Some of my press releases, I can even put in Google Maps. So depending on what your business is and what you want to do, that can make a huge difference. But always think in terms of providing high quality information to whomever is going to be reading. It's not about you, it's about, why is what I'm doing important to the world? Why would you care? Maybe you're publishing a book, maybe it's a bestseller, maybe like Carol, you're on a tour and you're talking about child rescue services that you're promoting. Maybe you have a big message, a big mission. Think about all the ways that you could promote yourself in a very positive way. Think about how your authority footprint could grow if you got a press release picked up by 100 or 200 or 300 outlets like ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and newspapers and magazines, and that showed up on the Google or the Bing or the Yahoo search, and it grew and grew, what do you think people are going to be thinking? They're going to be thinking, wow, that person is real. Wow, that person is everywhere. Wow, I want to work with that person because they know how this stuff works. So you become the expert authority. So always understand how all of this works. Remember, all press releases, when you write them, are reviewed by human editors. And believe me, if there is something wrong, they will reject it and they'll tell you why it's been rejected. And then you fix that, and then you would have to resubmit it. So it isn't just, oh yeah, throw something together and throw it out there. You really want to be providing press releases that have value for the average person out in the world, or more specifically, your ideal client. So here's what I want to do for you. I know that I've just probably overwhelmed you, and there's all this technical stuff and spelling and grammar, and it's like, you're probably saying, gee, Tammy, can't you just do it for me? Yes. And here's something really powerful about this today. I normally get up to $1,000 from the press releases I do, because like I told you, these press releases are fully written for you. They're distributed out to ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and newspapers and magazines like Wall Street Journal, the Boston Globe, Miami Herald. I mean, we're talking about high level publications. And you get a report that tells you exactly where they were picked up. And again, these are fully written by a professional writer who knows how to write a press release that gets published without any hassle, full distribution, guaranteed to get picked up by ABC, NBC, Fox, CW, the different media online. You get to include a URL to a YouTube video and a photo of you, or an image that you can embed into it. And they're at least 300 to 500 words or more, depending on your topic. And I'm doing a big special because I was asked, hey, what could you do that would really make a difference? What would grow my authority footprint that would really have a big ROI, return on investment? And I thought about it and I said, well, I could do a press release as a sample so that somebody could really understand the power of what it would look like to have their online authority footprint grow, but also to end up with something they could use forever which is the as featured in ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, CNN, USA Today, whatever, because of course the different outlets pick it up. And I'm doing that at really let's just say it's a no-brainer price of $99 today. And it's like, how can that be? It's because I asked my writer to give me a special deal. And I said, I want to test this to see what would happen if people actually could see their online footprint grow in a week or so, because it takes a little bit of time to write it up, and it's really easy. If you want to do it, it's $99. You send me an email to TamiSocialMedia at Gmail saying, hey, give me my press release, and I'll send you the invoice and a form that you fill out. And the form is designed, you just answer all the questions, include your photo and your YouTube URL. Boom, we've got the information, we write it, we send it back to you, and you tweak it and approve it. Once it's approved, it gets submitted, and it normally takes anywhere from 24 to 72 hours for it to go through the editing process and actually get picked up by all of the different media outlets. And then it takes a little time for the report to be generated, but it's 100% guaranteed. It will be written for you. It will be distributed for you. You'll get a report showing every place it got picked up, and it will show up in the search engines, Bing, YouTube, and of course the big gorilla, Google. That is the power of the press release. So this is Tami Patzer. You can find me online, look me up anywhere that you would want. And again, TamiSocialMedia at Gmail, that's the easiest way. That email comes directly to me because I'm monitoring this project personally, because I want to know that people really understand the power of the press release and how they can use it. And for a trial of $99 to get one press release, for you to get the answer for yourself and to be able to say, yes, I was featured in ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, in those news places, just like you can see how I used it on my little photograph here. So again, I just want to remind you about Carol. Carol told me, she wrote an email and she said, this is how I was able to get booked on Good Day Atlanta. And there's a sample of the press release there with a photo of Carol and Cindy Edwards in Daytime NBC, which is the Baby Today show. And then of course the actual video is embedded into the press release so that people can watch the interview. Very powerful stuff. So think about it. Again, it is $99, TamiSocialMedia. And again, I wanted to show you, I've been doing this a long time and it works, and my online footprint just grows and grows and grows, and people can find me all over the place. So again, $99 today, you're saving 90% off of this program. It's 100% fully written by a professional writer. It's distributed. It's guaranteed to be picked up for ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, and more. So it's 100% risk-free. You get the reports, you get to include a video and up to 5 links. And if you're a brick and mortar company, I can even put in your Google Maps into this press release. So this is huge. This is something that if you are hesitating, then it isn't for you. But if you're someone who's saying, wow, I want to be known as the authority I am, no matter if you're a brick and mortar business, a coach, an entrepreneur, a doctor, a lawyer, a baker, a restaurant owner, whoever you are, whatever your business is, press releases can work for you. So today, $99, you're saving 90%, fully written and distributed, fully guaranteed with reports. TamiSocialMedia at Gmail, TAMI socialmedia at gmail.com. Again, this is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.